What's up guys, welcome back to another video. I don't know what it is about influencers who are disgraced predators and wanting to make a comeback on TikTok, but we have another one, Cody Ko. But half the time I don't even go looking for this, but he kind of slid into my lane because now he's trying to become a DJ. If you don't know who Cody Ko is, like, you got some quick backstory. So basically, like 100 years ago, he was pretty big on Vine for some hilarious videos like these.
What's up? What are you doing?
Oh, nothing. Ha ha ha.
Were you just staring at the wall?
What? No.
Whatever. Fucking weirdo. What is that? That's a button that ships me condoms, so whenever I'm listening to The Weeknd, I just BOOM! That's what I'm talking about! Well, I'm sure you guys have already heard the news. It's crazy, right? 2-for-1 chicken sandwiches at Jack in the Box? Yes, please.
I know, he's just a comedian, next level genius. He's one of the few Viners that kind of like successfully transitioned to YouTube and became one of the biggest YouTubers. He was on top of the YouTube game, making a ton of like reaction videos, making fun of like easy targets that like, you know, a bunch of other YouTubers were at the time. He had like a little co-host, Noel, and he was really funny. They bounced off each other well. Like a podcast, some memes, some like brand deals, some brand. He was basically doing like the big YouTuber things between like 2020 to 2024. And this is when the PDF file allegations came out, and it's a lot, so I'm gonna stick to what really matters so we can get through this really quick. We can talk about the cringe that is going on today. So basically, Tana Mongeau,
he fucked me with a toothbrush.
I can never pronounce her last name. Tana whatever is doing like a podcast tour. They're doing tours for podcasts, which I just think is insane. Just a little side note. Anyways, a question came up or something about like admitting like something sexual that you did with like another influencer, a YouTuber, or something embarrassing. I don't remember the exact question. I basically said Cody Co was like bad at sex or had like a small chode or something. But to be fair, the dude's like 5'4", so like, do you really expect him to be packing? So kind of like opened the can of worms a little bit. You know, a little peek inside. You could kind of smell it. And some like internet sleuths and detectives did some like research on when like Cody Co and Tana interacted and like found like a collab video, and then also this interview from Gabby Hanna.
One time I told a guy, I saw him making out with a girl at a party who was underage, and I pulled him aside and I was like, hey man, you probably don't know, I know she like looks a little older, she's underage, watch it. And he was like, oh my god, thank you for telling me. And then he
basically pieced together a timeline that like Cody had hooked up with Tana or they were like interacting or whatever, and they kind of discovered that like it happened when Cody Co was almost 30 and Tana was still like 16, 17, and like they put this story out there, and basically Tana confirms it. And then like this Gabby Hanna podcast, I know Gabby Hanna, like imagine getting your career packed up by Gabby Hanna. She was like on this podcast telling the story about this one like giant YouTuber party, and it was like a party of like Viners who had kind of turned into YouTubers. Cody was at a party, and I can imagine like Gabby Hanna's there, Tana, Cody Co, King Badge. I can imagine King Badge in the corner with his fucking giant spoon. It was basically all the big millennial like YouTubers and like Viners. Apparently a lot of people saw Cody like being handsy and like trying to kiss and make out with Tana, and they were being all flirty, whatever. And multiple people, including Gabby Hanna, walked up to him like, yo bro, she's 17, you might want to chill. And he was like, yeah, thanks, I don't care. And then like still proceeded to like do things with her. And then they ended up that night hooking up, and no one said anything, which, let's be real, are you like really surprised? And it goes unnoticed. This whole podcast tour, now these clips were dug up all the way in 2024. I'm pretty sure Tana talked about it a little more on one of her podcasts, but didn't go into super detailed. Basically, this YouTuber named D'Angelo Wallace, he was like the first big YouTuber that had like the balls to talk about it. But like in July of 2024, he dropped this video and basically kind of just exposed Cody Co's like, you know, predatory behavior. And he like mentioned some comments and some like pictures and hanging out with some other underage girls, but there was like no concrete proof he did anything sexual with them. And so basically everyone like dogpiled him, all these YouTubers, commenters, And at this time, I think he was having a kid and getting married to like this girl. And I'm not even trying to hate on this girl. She's like one of the scariest looking people I've ever seen. She looked like she would like bite and rip my fucking throat out. He couldn't ignore the hate, and he has like this production company called Tiny Meat Gang. And he didn't issue an apology. The company issued an apology basically saying, yeah, Cody knows he's wrong. He's stepping away to not like hurt the brand. But Cody Co completely stepped away from his like main YouTube channel, his podcasting, everything. And I think he just went and got married to her, and then he had like a kid, and he is like on his second kid now. I think she's like pregnant. So as of now, he hasn't posted in over a year on his main channel. It kind of shows his main channel and his brand has fallen off, and people just slam dunk on him, shit on him. Anytime he posts on his main channel, a bunch of YouTubers and streamers talk about like, why is this dude like that SpongeBob meme? How many times we gotta teach you this lesson, old man?
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
I love the young people.
Oh yeah, and he made like this half-baked like apology video.
Obviously, I understand I've been offline for months, haven't made videos for, you know, that whole time. And I also understand if your opinion of me has potentially changed over the last few months. You know, I spent the first half of my career criticizing people and judging people online, so, you know, I don't begrudge your judgment of me by any means.
Oh, poor Cody, poor me, I'm the victim. I know I've judged and made fun of people for so long, and if it's my turn to get judged and made fun of, then so be it. But shout out to the real ones who support me. You're like a dude who's almost 30 and you just went to a party and hooked up with a 17-year-old. It's not that people are making fun of you or judging you or they don't understand you or they think you're cringe. Just people in general normally don't like child predators, I guess. So in big 2026, this is where me and Cody Co cross paths. You guys don't know I'm a DJ. I see a lot of DJing content pop up on like my Instagram reels and my TikTok. I was on TikTok and this TikTok account popped up and it was Cody Final V4 Final.mp3. But anyways, he's basically trying to rebrand himself as a DJ and he has this TJ account that's got about 8,000 followers. Now the crazy thing is he's only rebranded himself as a DJ into 2025, beginning of 2026 till now. But he's actually been DJing for a while and he's DJed a lot of fraternities and sororities. Nothing weird about a 40-year-old man going back to a fraternity or sorority to turn up like the good old days. Imagine having a kid and a pregnant wife and like, sorry babe, I gotta go DJ the sorority at ASU this weekend. I'm a short king, so you know, I'm just memeing. You know, everyone hates short kings. He plays this short king thing out to the max. But anyways, he's come back as a DJ and he has been on some pretty big shows in Vegas. He like remixed Fetty Wap's Trap Queen. Listen, I've heard Trap Queen remixed a million times. I don't know if this is like this millennial brain not being able to move on or try different music. Trap Queen has been remixed by every single DJ. You know, like Wobble Baby, and like they played at every single middle school dance. And it's literally DJs with Trap Queen. Everyone's got a Trap Queen remix. And don't get me wrong, people like Trap Queen. It still goes hard in the club. People still turn up to it. But like editing a music video saying Trap Queen drop on my SoundCloud.
Everybody hate you, we just call them fans though. In love with the money, I ain't never like.
In 2026, bro. Like, I don't know if this is like a midlife crisis. Like, bro, you got like 2 kids at home and you're like remixing Trap Queen and try to put on like you're dropping a song. You're dropping a remix. Like he did a St. Patrick's Day show recently and he posted this video of him performing to 5,000 people. And like one of the top comments is when the crowd goes mild, you're remixing Trap Queen and bitches love Sosa. Bro is really coming into the DJ game to transform it. And like he's turned it up harder than the whole crowd is. Like, yeah, dude, bitches love Sosa. Bro, go home. Your son is being raised by just the mother and probably someone else, probably a nanny, probably. The crazy thing is like people are not gonna care. And like I said, he uses like at YouTube, like this is like his 3rd TikTok account to avoid mainstream hate and just like his main demographic, like his main core fan base follow him on those so he gets far less hate and he can kind of post under the radar. His videos get a good amount of views, but you can tell the comments are filtered down because like the view, like, and comment ratio don't match. And the thing is, I just think this is like a sad cycle because I do think he'll get accepted back onto social media. I do think he's gonna continue DJing shows, putting out sick remixes. I hope he remixes Mo Bamba next. Dude, imagine Trap Queen into Bitches Love Sosa into Mo Bamba. Cody, bro, come on, man, drop it, dude. I'm not gonna wait. Your kid's birthday can wait. Your wife's birth, it can wait, bro. We need Mo Bamba, bro. Like James Charles, Cody Co. My last video on Dobby Vanity.
Who's gonna be my witch this evening? I need a witch. All you gotta do is drop that donation on my Cash App.
I generally think being a PDF file has now been normalized as like another mistake, another bump on the road. And then people are like, how are you gonna judge them on mistakes they made 5 years ago, 2 years ago, whatever? Like people change, yeah. And like I said, there's some things you can change, there's some things you just don't come back from. But I do respect it more when they kind of admit they were wrong and like, you know, just stay away from the internet. Cannot be trusted in a space where they're like 15, 16, 17-year-olds anymore. Like I don't think people should attack you all the time and you shouldn't do anything with your life. Like go have your family, you made millions, go spend time with your kids or whatever. You were a predator, yeah, I don't know if you still are a predator. Like I said, it's just cringe, bro. Like you're 40, weird how you're trying to sweep it under the rug and be this new, oh, I'm a lit party DJ. I have a family and kids, I'm not gonna be like flying out to go party and be a DJ. You have like that child predator instinct and you couldn't resist the urge and you did that. So now, like, you should be in these spaces. You should just, like just fuck off. Like, seeing you bounce around on stage to Trap Queen and Bitches Love Sosa at 40 is kind of sad. Obviously, this whole video is AI. It's not real. And this is all alleged opinions created in a Minecraft roleplay scenario. So anything I say cannot and will not be used against me in court. If you made it this far, make sure you like and comment. I appreciate you watching. Peace.
Jump in the line, I ain't parking it. Ice is so cold, I snowboarding it. Go to my show, they applaud me. She call my phone with emergency. She call my phone with that urgency. I said, girl, why you keep calling? I said, girl, why you keep calling? Yeah. She said, I need a new whip. Yeah, cause I know that you still ballin'. She just wanna go back to the future, so I brought that girl a DeLorean. 21 minutes until I gotta go, so I told that girl I'm gonna slaughter it. I met that girl right up at my show. Left her man in the crowd on the floor. Out of town, never saw her before. Told her, baby, we don't got that long. Listen, this not my city show, but I treat it like my city show. 20 more minutes until I'm on. 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 Yeah, I am not slow. Big girl, you want me cause I got the dope. Pass that girl right on my freaking Vic. He passed me Humphrey, so they switching roles.